of the UAE Women's versus Hong Kong Women's bilateral series. It is the T20 International Series of 4 matches. Back-to-back 4 games. UAE Women's versus Hong Kong Women's. Yesterday was the first game and UAE very comfortably, comprehensively beating Hong Kong, chasing down a total of 119 runs in 15.3 overs on the back of a phenomenal half-century by Kavisha Kumari. In the first innings, it was Chamani who picked up 4 wickets and ensured that the Hong Kong girls don't really have too many runs on board. And today we have joined in for the second T20 International. But before that, let's go downstairs as Mudassir Ali looks at the wicket.
A very good evening and warm welcome. We are live from Malek Stadium, Ajman. It's SkyExchange.net presents UAE Women's versus Hong Kong Women's. It's a 4-match series, T20 International. UAE Women's already leading with 1-0. And we are at the center of the wicket. It's a new wicket. And looking at the surface, you can just see here, a bit of grass has been left here by the groundsman. And believe me, the seamers will definitely get some movement with the new ball. There will be an initial movement for the new ball seamers. And if I'm a captain of the team, I'll win the toss and I will go for bowling. Definitely it's a night game. There will be a dew factor. So restrict them below 130, 120 and it will be an easy chase for the team. Back to you guys in the studios.
So that was Mudassir Ali having a look at the wicket. It's a new wicket, pretty much grassy in the center. Has some not very predominant cracks near the fuller length area. And if Mudassir was to be the captain, he said that he would want to bowl first. I would rather agree with him because knowing that this is the first time that you're playing on this wicket, it's not very confident of a skipper to go ahead and say, listen, I want to bat first without really knowing what the pitch has to offer. So always very wise to go ahead and try and see where this wicket will take you by bowling second. Plus, evening games, maybe dew coming in the second half, things could just become a little difficult. So let's do this. Let's go downstairs and have a look at Shoaib Ahmed with the 2 captains and the match referee for the toss.
Good evening and welcome. It's toss time here at Malek Cricket Stadium. It's the second T20 International being played between UAE women and Hong Kong women. I've got the 2 captains with me. Right in the center is the match referee, Mr. Iftikhar Ali. On to his left is the captain of Hong Kong team. It's Carrie Chan. And on to my left is the captain of UAE women's team, Chaya Mughal. She has the coin and she's going to flip it. That's gone almost to Dubai.
It is tail.
Tails it is. So, Carrie Chan, well done. You've been lucky, second time in a row. What do you want to do today?
We are going to fielding first.
Field first, of course. First game, quite a few learnings. What do you take positives from that game last night?
I think even we have early wicket down, but we still build a good partnership. And then also our bowler still try her best for it. Yeah.
Any changes to your side?
Yeah, we changed. Ikra will be the 12th and Ellison will be in.
All right, give us a good game.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Chaya, they are fielding first. You want to bat first or you're happy to chase as well in the second game?
No, honestly, it's very surprising because we wanted to bat first. Like yesterday we wanted to bowl, they gave us the bowling. Today we wanted to bat, so we're getting the batting first. So it's like we started off with bowling and then we want to test our batting unit as well. So we have good set of batting lineup and we want to test them out today.
It's good to see players like Kavisha and Tirtha coming up and performing on a consistent basis. So you must be a happy captain with such a talented bunch of cricketers.
Yes, obviously, when you have such talented players in your team, you don't worry much about the end result. You just want to play every single ball that comes to you. And everyone has a freedom, just to show their potential. So that's one good thing about this team, that we have a good blend of youngsters as well as the senior players there to back them up.
Batting first, what do you think is a good score?
Well, we have a set targets in our mind. We're aiming for around 150 plus, 60 or 70, yeah.
And any changes to your winning combination?
No, we are going with the same team.
All right, give us a good game.
Thanks, thanks.
Right, just a reminder from the center, it is Hong Kong women who have won the toss and they have decided to bowl first.
Mudassir spot on there with his call. He said that it would be a good call to go ahead and field first if you win the toss. And Carrie Chan of Hong Kong has done just that. Hong Kong won the toss, elected to field first. Both the umpires taking the field, as it's going to be yet another pacey game of T20 international cricket. Mind you, it's a 4-match bilateral series between UAE women's and Hong Kong women. Hong Kong earlier today won the toss, elected to bowl first. And let's have a quick look at the teams. The Hong Kong girls taking the field. No changes whatsoever. In fact, no one change coming in for Hong Kong, as Ikra will have to step out. And joining me in the commentary box, it's going to be Mudassir Ali. Mudassir, welcome.
Good evening and thanks a lot, Neil. Dominant side, the UAE women's. Unlucky with the toss, but as we have heard, Chaya Mughal. And looking at the teams for tonight's game, it's for UAE, it's Chamani, Senaviratne, Chaya Mughal, the captain, Isha Oza, Kavisha Nane, Kushi Sharma, Mahika Gaur, and talented wicket-keeper Priyanjali Jain comes in. It's Samaira Dharnidhar Ka, Suraksha Khote, Tirtha Satish, and Vaishnav Mahesh.
As far as Hong Kong is concerned, Bibi Mariam, Chan Kaman, Chan Ka Ying, Lai Winky, Mariko Hill, Marine Lamplaw, Natasha Tara Miles, Ruchita Venkatesh, Shazeen Shehzad, Siu May Alison, and Yasmin Daswani. That is the 11 for Hong Kong. Hong Kong earlier today won the toss, elected to bowl first, and we'll have to see what pans out on this fresh wicket. It's going to be Carrie Chan with a left arm spin. Very, very interesting call there. Starting with spin against Isha Oza. Mudassir, have you been a fan of spinners starting the T20 game?
Yes, definitely, Neil. If I was the captain, I'll go with the spinner. And that will give you quite a bit of edge as a bowling captain. And the batsman thinking for to go big or to defense. And there is always a confusion. And in the meanwhile, Chan, as we have seen yesterday also, she has opened the bowling. A very good bowler, captain. And for today's match, we have Asif Iqbal and Jitender, the on-field umpires, and third umpire is Shamim Abi. So this is the captain. And for today's match, we have Asif Iqbal and Jitender, the on-field umpires, and third umpire is Shamim Abi. So this is
that half century was just a testament of her ability and consistency. An armor. Kavisha's 50 came on the delivery where she pushed that one to boundary. Also reached her half century and got the winning runs as well.
very strong top order batsman, Kavisha. Beautiful piece of bowling by Chan. Given flight and she got a bit of break moving away from the right-hand batter. 22 matches so far for Kavisha, 517 runs and 450s to her name. Once again the flighted delivery, and look at the field set. Very attacking field for Kavisha. Long one is out and they have one deep extra cover.
Oh, lucky there. Beautifully bowled, Carrie Chan. Yesterday in her 4, gave away just 19 runs and also picked up a wicket. Look at that, edged. Pushing it down towards mid-wicket, dot ball. And that should be the end of the over. A very good over coming in from Carey. 1 over gone, it's just 1 for none. Betty Chan will be the bowler from the far end. Kamen Chan, 22 matches, 25 wickets. That economy, very, very impressive. 3.96. You're bowling in the power play, and if your economy is 3.96, you're already a winner. What both these spinners are doing is not giving any pace to the batter, which means that if you have to hit and clear the 30-yard circle, the batter will have to make that extra effort, hit the ball slightly harder. And that is where timing goes haywire, and that's where chances of picking up wickets come through.
Interesting here with the captain Chan. She starts with the off-break bowler from the other end. It's a new ball, Neil. They should have got that early breakthrough with the medium-fast bowler. As we can see a bit of grass on the wicket, and definitely the new ball, it will help the seamers.
I completely agree with you. It's a nice new Kookaburra ball, which primarily means in evening conditions, first 5-6 overs, fresh wicket, the ball will do a bit. But again, every captain has their own strategies. What Kavisha and Isha both have shown us that they're able to middle the ball nicely. The ball is coming onto the bat. No edges. And both of these girls are in immaculate form. Isha coming on the back of 158 not out in a T20 game at the Gulf Cup, which is the highest score in a T20 international, be it by men or women.
Very strong, and technically she's very sound. We have seen in yesterday's match also she has got 50 with her. It's Isha Oza. Today a bit cautious, taking her time. 4 dot deliveries to start with this time. It was on the legs. Gently turned towards the fine leg. Easy picking runs for Isha Oza.
Yeah, those erring in line there. Flicked it beautifully. Couple of runs. One last delivery to come. It's notable that the Hong Kong side didn't really get much of practice time after they left from UAE. Post the ICC Asia qualifiers. Meanwhile, it's end of the over. 2 overs gone. 3 for none. We'll come back to that story. Oh, teasing line. Too close to cut. Kavisha trying to make room to cut this. It's always challenging when trying to cut an off spinner, and especially when they're able to bring that ball in. What Carey Chan is doing is she's bringing that ball in, being an orthodox leggy, orthodox left armer. Despite that, that armor of her is brilliant. Almost like a right arm off break ball. single. I'm sure here the strategy now probably would change to try and get as many singles and doubles you can, because Carey's idea is very, very simple. Don't give them any pace. Take the pace off and let them do all the hard work.
It's a very slow start. Look at the standard of UAE batters. Kavisha took almost 8 deliveries to open her account. Bowling on a very tight line and length. Chan just gave away 2 runs and she's into her second over. There's a change in the Hong Kong side which played last match. Ikra sitting out of this game. This time gently played towards the gully region. Look at the field setup here, Neil, for both the batters attacking. Though they have lost yesterday's match, but they are up for this match with a new positive energy in the field.
Rightly said that, Mudassir. The attitude was just right. They're attacking. We're talking about how little time they've got to practice after going back home. 3 overs gone, 4 for none. Little fumble there, but good backing up by Hill. Constant chatter from behind the stumps. A tossed up delivery. And that will give them runs. A single, in fact.
Isha and Kavisha taking their time. And we know any time they can break the shackles. This time once again they played on the back foot and good piece of fielding the covers by the captain. Very slow start. The toss won by the Hong Kong and they have elected to field first. Both the batters of UAE, Isha and Kavisha at the crease, and they are taking their time. This time gently push towards the long on region for an easy single. They need to rotate the strike. They need to pick those odd ones and twos. Very slow start in the power play by the standards of these two highly talented batters, Isha and Kavisha.
Through the bat at that. A little fumble, get a single. One more delivery to go in this over. So far, very, very tight. Both the bowlers have been right on the money. Full length delivery tossed up, will get a single. Kavisha, Isha both have realized that it's on the on side where the runs are. 4 overs gone, it's 8 for none. Going on with the third one, up in the air, chance dropped. This is the impact of really good tight bowling. They've been bowling extremely tight, not giving any looseness, no runs, and then Isha commits an error. Punching it down, beautifully done there, Kavisha, all along the carpet, but there is a fielder there, specifically for this shot. Deep extra cover, standing about 10 yards inside the boundary line. So just in case the infielders commit any error, she'll be there to take care of that.
Isha got the early life, and it was Miles who has dropped an easy sitter. Need to support the bowlers here.
You're talking about these girls from Hong Kong. They left from UAE after the ICC qualifiers and then didn't really get any time to train because Hong Kong wasn't open for sports and training. It's just been about a couple of weeks before this tour that they got to train. So no training, no matches. And that's why they might just look a little rusty, the Hong Kong girls. But if this is their rusty, I can only imagine how good they would be when they're like absolutely well trained, coming out of a good season training. Pushed it straight to the fielder, will be a single.
Look at that shot. Beautifully punched the back foot. The sound says it all. Isha, Oza and Kavisha, the partnership slowly moves to 13, and we are in the fifth over. Decent bowling here by the Hong Kong. Played straight towards the bowler. He's unable to find those gaps.
All right, so this will be the end of the fifth over, 13 for none. Chan will continue. Tossed up outside off. Daswani. When you're standing in close to a spinner, your accuracy has to be immaculate. Getting up as soon as the ball bounces. Shouts of keeper, keeper. So when you're keeping against the spinners, need to stay nice and low, and you get up with the ball. As soon as the ball is pitched, you get up with the ball. You get up a little early, and you'll miss out on chances which are close in. When there are two quality spinners bowling, Daswani's job becomes a little challenging. Look at that. For her to actually get up, that's not happening. She's staying where she is in the half squat position. The ball bounces. She's still there.
Definitely you have the eye of the tiger. And to the listeners, Neil, by profession, he's a RJ and a commentator. But to let you know, he has coached these girls, UAE women team, as a strengthening coach. And he has also given his services to the men's team, and we can see the results, the way they have played in Oman.
That's very kind of you. Just a small cog in the wheel. It's a brilliant team that works with the UAE national side. Pushing it there towards the covers will be a dot ball. One last delivery. And that'll be the last ball of the power play. It's a very good power play. That's come in favor of Cricket Hong Kong. End of the power play. End of the 6th over. 15 without loss. Marina. Interesting strategy there. All 6 overs of the power play bowled by 2 spinners. And now the seamer comes in. Very, very interesting. The new ball shine is gone. And now maybe the movement also. Slight drift in the air. Very well bowled. Marina is getting that movement in the air. Now imagine, this is a 6 over old ball. If this was a fresh ball, what would have been the situation with Marina? She would have been able to move the ball like a snake in the air.
They have missed the trick here, the captain Chan. Beautiful seam position here by Marina, just bringing the ball into the right-hand batsman Kavisha. Then easy single. They did their homework pretty well. Hong Kong bowlers, they bowled in the right channels in the power play, but unlucky that they were unable to get the first breakthrough. Still, both the openers of UAE women's team out in the middle, Isha and Kavisha.
Driven and beautifully done there. Mariam Bibi giving it a chase. Oh, that was very close. We'll have to see. But that doesn't look like she's done herself any good. The girls are running. I guess they've run 3. But we'll have to wait and check if that was a good call. She gave it a very good chase. The ball literally dying near the fence. Oh, beautifully done. Fantastic effort there by Mariam Bibi. That's the kind of commitment that you need. And very well supported there by the fielder. Marina has been bowling well. And when the fielders do this, it's just right. Kavisha going there. Behind the ball, almost like fishing, but the slight movement away from the bat. Dot ball. Good comeback by Marina. One last delivery. Soft hands, and that'll be the end of it. 7 overs gone. It's 19 for none. Kavisha 6 of 19, Isha 12 of 23. It has been a rather sluggish start. Ruchita Venkatesh. Oh, starts beautifully. Wanting to cut Isha, but doesn't really get it well. Brilliant start by Ruchita Venkatesh. Yesterday she was a little off color. She's taken for a few runs, bowled a few extras, but today, absolutely on money. That confidence you get when you bowl that first one right. Now the leg side.
Good to see these Hong Kong girls coming back for this game, and till now no boundaries has been given, and if we look at the extras column, only one bye run has been conceded, so a good improvement in the bowling, and the ground fielding of these girls tonight was extremely good, though they have dropped an easy catch of Isha.
Pulled it. Yes, single. Great teamwork. Ruchita. She's beaming with confidence, I can tell you that. She's beaming with confidence. She knows what her plan is. She knows what she's going to bowl next. Very good delivery. Just not letting any of these two girls, and mind you, both these girls are extremely explosive when it comes to batting. They're not giving them any room, not giving them any opportunity to swing their arms.
There is nothing wrong with the wicket. They just went into their own shell here, Isha and Kavisha. They need to get that first boundary. This time it tries to go towards the mid-wicket, but straight couple of bounces to the hands of short mid-wicket fielder. Yet another dot ball.
Pretty chatty there, Daswani, wicket keeper. Egging her players, ensuring that everyone is on their spot, ready, switched on. Tossed up, and this time, two fielders coming in there. Not finding the boundaries yet, still not finding the boundaries yet. A couple of runs to end the over. It's going to be 8 overs gone, 22 for none. Marina will continue. 9th over. Inside edge there, will get a single. And we'll go on the sidelines where Shoaib Ahmed is ready for an interview.
Special guest on with me here, and it is Sia Gokhale from Team UAE, who had a very important part to play in the Gulf Cup. I'm sure you've learned a lot, so thank you for joining us, and tell us your experience about that entire trip to Oman.
I think it was a wonderful experience actually. We had a lot of new debutants. It was a great preparation for the upcoming Under-19 World Cup qualifiers, and it was a fresh team. We got a lot of new opportunities, and I think it really told us where we stand, as in what to improve on and what we can do better in terms of game planning as well.
For your personal growth as well, I think it was a big game and big tournament. You've groomed yourself through that tournament, so you must be feeling very high on confidence.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic experience. I mean, it was great. We've had, opportunities in opening bowling, coming first change, coming through various periods in the 20 overs. So that gives us an experience as to, okay, we know which bowler can bowl where. And personally, I think that was a great opportunity for me as well, controlling the swing with the new ball, getting to know how it is. So, yeah. especially with Oman conditions as well.
Right, and we'll have to talk just a catch being dropped, so a lucky escape there for both the batters. Overall, we've seen that your team, especially, and the UAE girls have gelled well amongst each other, and you look like a close bunch of talented cricketers.
Yeah, I think we have a great camaraderie between the team as well. You know, we meet up quite often outside of training sessions and off the ground as well. We have our daily conversations and we make sure, okay, we need to talk at least once throughout the day. So I think that helps us kind of have the team bond as well. You can hear the girls cheering, and it's like no matter what, we have each other's backs. So I think that's really important in a team.
Tell us, how important is it and how vital it is when it comes to matches being broadcasted for players, and how do they get confidence out of such tournaments?
I think it's actually a wonderful opportunity for us that we have broadcasted matches. Not only does it let us analyze where we've gone wrong, what we can do better, but also gives us a broader platform for the whole world to see that, okay, here are the UAE players. And I think I'd like to take this moment to thank our sponsors, SkyExchange.net and Pacific Ventures.
Well, thank you, Sia. You're not playing tonight, but I hope to see you in action pretty soon, and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was Sia Gokhale. Back to you guys in the comm box.
Very interesting young talent, Sia Gokhale. Fantastic seamer. He's done really well. Got an opportunity to play for the UAE. Has come up through the age group level. Meanwhile, a full toss there. A brilliant piece of fielding. Mariko Hill. She's done really well. And at the onset, it looked like that this ball is traveling. It was a full toss. Wagged it. But then Mariko Hill, that piece of fielding, absolutely world class.
The women in the red are electrifying tonight on the field. This time it was Hill. Marina into her second over, and this is the most expensive over of this inning so far. 9 runs scored in this over. So 9 gone, it's 31 for no loss.
Tossed up. And a deflection from the keeper's hand will lead the ball to hit the wickets. 13 for Kavisha. It's a 10th over in progress. Cut it, misfield there. Mariam Bibi will have to put in a chase. The ball will die down. It was her fingers that got that momentum of the ball. A couple of runs. I personally feel, Mudassir, that being in the 10th over, you're nowhere close to the desired runs that you wanted on the board.
Very good piece of bowling by Ruchita. And initially we have seen both the Chan in the power play. Kavisha slowly coming into her own groove here. Moved to 16, and Isha, she got a couple of lives and batting on 16 and faced 31 deliveries. It's 34 for no loss, UAE women's team.
Cut again, and this time the ball will race. That's a boundary. They'll need a few more of these. You cannot rely on just singles, and that too when they're not as fluid.
Quickly latch on this ball on the off stump by Isha Oza. An important boundary coming at the right time. We are into the 10th over. a very slow start by UAE women's. The good news is both Isha and Kavisha are on the crease, and we know they can hit couple of huge sixes and as well as the boundaries in no time.
You're right. That is definitely the advantage. They need to make good use of that advantage. One last delivery to go. 7 runs of this over. Can UAE finish this last ball of this over well? Beautifully hit, straight, and will race away towards the fence. No stopping that. Isha is now putting her foot on the pedal. 4 runs to end the over. 10 gone, 42 for none.
So it's 10 gone for UAE women's cricket and a decent start after initial struggles. After 10, it's a 42 for no loss. Isha Oza got a couple of chances and she's batting on 24 with the help of 2 boundaries, and Kavisha Nane batting on 16, a slow start by her standards, and there's a change in the com box. Neil on a small break, and we have Shoaib Ahmed. Welcome to Combox, Shoaib.
Good evening, Mudassir. Thank you very much. Good evening to all our viewers all around the world. UAE versus Hong Kong, match number 2, where last night UAE did really well. But tonight it's all about Hong Kong. The bowlers have done really well, as you can see on the screens right now. Not been able to get wickets, but they've managed to keep things tight and not leaked a lot of runs. Pick of the bowlers, both Chan doing well for Hong Kong, Chan Kaying and Chan Kaman. 3 overs for each of them, just 7 runs conceded. In comes Marina, and she starts off with a ball down the leg side. Not the greatest of starts in this over. Just in the last few overs, we've seen some runs coming from the bat of both these batters, but otherwise they were under some pressure from the Hong Kong bowlers.
The right decision taken by Chan after winning the toss, elected to bowl first. The changes in the bowling department, which is a bit of worry for me. They started with the left arm off break and right arm off break from the pavilion end. Couple of chances given by Isha Oza were dropped. Marina into her 3rd over. Yet to bowl a legal delivery, starts with a couple of wides. They're looking for that first breakthrough, Shoaib.
Yes, that's right. And Marina was effective yesterday as well. She bowled some good deliveries
in the spell last night, and she might just want to get some confidence from that first game and get one level up. Maybe find another wicket. This is a much better ball outside off. Oh, that's given the faintest of edges, and Marina strikes in this very first ball, the legal delivery of the over. It was right on the money. Kavisha, losing focus, wanted to cut that ball, taking the edge of the bat, and well done by the keeper. Marina strikes, the first wicket falls, and it's the big one. Kavisha, who scored a 50 last night, was not able to take off tonight. 16 of 27.
They were bowling on the right channels, and at last they got the reward. The big wicket of Kavisha. They were bowling continuously on that off-stump area and troubled Kavisha a lot in tonight's match. And it's a 10.1 overs. At last, Hong Kong got their first breakthrough. It's 44 for 1.
Right, so the number 3 for UAE Women's, Tirtha Satish, is out. Had a handy knock last night as well. She played well, scored 30 odd runs, but very important runs in that run chase. Keeper batsman, left-handed bat, 250 runs for her. One of the upcoming batters for UAE. And that number 3 position, Mudassir, is one of the key positions in any format, especially in the T20 format. Catch it is the call, chipped in the air. But she'll get off the mark with that single.
She tends to play from very close from her body. Tirtha opens her account. And a very busy cricketer. Always looking for those odd singles and doubles. Isha Oza batting on 24. Somewhere around 120, 125, I think this would be a good total, looking at the strength of the bowling which the UAE women's have.
That's right. Will be important that they get to at least 120. 45 already on the board. Isha Oza is still out there on 24 of 34. Well, that was almost going to bounce the second time. The nature of the wicket looks a little dry. You were there for the pitch report and rightly mentioned team would want to field first. Hong Kong winning the toss and deciding to field first.
And they have did a fantastic job in the bowling. Chan and Miles dropped the catches of Isha Oza. And after that, she got a couple of boundaries. An interesting over going on here. So she started with a couple of wides and got the big fish, Kavisha. Once again, played on the back foot towards the deep extra cover. Easy single. It's completely different ball game in tonight's match, Shoaib.
Yes, a different approach. I think Hong Kong have learnt from their mistakes. They look like a different side tonight. They've come out with a plan and they've executed it well. So far, 10.4 overs, 46. They've managed to keep UAE under some pressure. But another 9 good overs to go after this. And both these players are very busy, especially Tirtha Satish. She likes to rotate the strike a lot. So you can expect her to keep those singles coming in. But this has been a good over so far, barring those 2 wides right at the top of the over. Marina has done well to be bowling some really good deliveries. She's also got that big wicket of Kavisha. Last ball of the over. Driven but straight to Chan at short covers. So a dot ball to end the over. A successful over for Hong Kong comes to an end. 11 overs gone. UAE are 46 for 1. So that's the batting card for UAE. They've lost their first wicket in the form of Kavisha, who was on 16, bowled by Marina. And now it's on Isha and Tirtha. Some batting still left. They've got Chaya Mughal, Chamani also bats, Khushi, Mahika Gaur, Priyanjali Jain, Samaira. And they've also got Suraksha Kote and Vaishnavi Mahesh in that playing 11. The key is the extras, Mudassir. Just 4 extras bowled. As in comes Mariam for her first ball of the over and the spell. Nicely played off the pads, but Hong Kong have done a pretty good job and they've kept it nice and tight, disciplined bowling. And the result, no extras, very few, 4 in fact. And they've kept things tight against UAE.
They did their homework pretty well, and not only about the tight line and length the bowlers bowl, but the fielding. They have saved almost 7 to 8 runs. The ground fielding has been electrifying. Hill and Bibi Mariam, they were busy saving a couple of boundaries. And it's Tirtha on strike and Bibi Mariam into her first over. A very slow start by UAE women batters. They've been invited to bat first by the Hong Kong captain. This time down the leg, wide given by Asif Iqbal. And looking at the surface, Shoaib, I think anything below 120 will be easy to chase on this track.
Yes, and they've already scored that score. So Hong Kong will feel very confident in chasing around 120-ish. Because they know they can, because they've done it before. Mariam starts off with a good ball and then shows some attitude as well. Wanted to throw, just a fake attempt, trying to distract Tirtha Satish. Good healthy banter, and it is needed, especially when you're playing a competitive sport like cricket. Nicely driven, but straight again to the fielder. Chan at short covers. Tirtha is looking a little hesitant, little scratchy. She likes to get off the mark, but she's not been able to do that as yet.
This has been the case with the UAE batters tonight. No easy singles and doubles have taken by Isha and Kavisha in the early stage. Now it's Tirtha who is struggling. And this time she finds the gap straight towards the fine leg region. The ball racing towards the fence for an important 4 runs.
Well, that was a poor delivery from Mariam Bibi. And this one was taken towards the boundary. Nice flick, nice use of the wrists. Look at that. Made sure it was played in the gap high back lift, so allowing that ball to meet the middle of the bat, and then the ball just raced away towards the boundary for 4. That will give her a lot of confidence, Tirtha. The score crosses the 50-run mark. UAE are 52 for 1.
Aggression showed by BV and rightly answered by Tirtha by picking up this odd boundary. And with that, it brings up the 50 of UAE women's team in the 12th over, Shoaib.
It's a little too late, but better late than never. Again, same delivery, same shot, and same result. Mariam not learning from her mistakes, but Tirtha gaining confidence with every passing delivery. If that previous shot was good, this was even better.
A wristy player, Tirtha, using her wrist and playing towards the square leg region. Back-to-back boundaries. Expensive over. The first over by Bibi Mariam. So far, 10 runs have been conceded in 5 balls. Tirtha moves to 9. Slowly, they are coming to this runner ball. They started off the power play. They scored around 17 runs. A slow start by the standard of Isha and Kavisha. Once again on the legs, this time gently pushed towards the mid-on region for an easy single. Score moves to 57 for 1 after 12.
Twelve overs gone, 57 for 1. Slowly this innings building momentum. The UAE team. 8 more overs to go as Marina continues around the wicket. Nice ball outside off. Seems to be the ball is not coming onto the bat pretty nicely. Even on this shot, you see Tirtha is just a little perplexed with that ball. She wanted to go for the drive. The ball just stopping a little bit, not middling it. Tirtha, so clearly some stickiness there in the wicket.
And in the meanwhile, we have a lookalike of Shoaib Ahmed in the ground.
Well, yes, that's my elder brother. No, it's my younger brother.
It's Junior Ahmed.
Yes, he's a keen follower of cricket, men's and women's. He likes to follow a lot, and he's a big fan of the UAE team, so he's come to watch and witness the game. And so am I. Just lucky enough to be sitting besides Mudassir in an air-conditioned room and calling the game we all love.
The best part of this room is that we have some gym equipments which are of no use for us, the Shoaib.
Well, I don't know about you, but I can definitely make use of them. I need to use them. Definitely need to get fitter. Just like these girls. They're so fit. We saw them practicing an hour just before the game, and all of them were taking some really good catches, Mudassir.
Continuously bowling on the off-stump line, Marina. It's not an easy shot to play because the ball is not coming so quickly on the bat. The wicket is becoming a bit slower.
Yes, Tirtha is trying to cut the ball. I think she should try and play straight down the ground. If she does that, she might just be able to rotate the strike as well, because the ball is not bouncing enough for her to cut it. It's keeping low. That's another poor delivery on the middle end leg, a full toss delivery. will get a couple more runs. So some pressure being released with that loose delivery from Marina. But otherwise, she's bowled well. The girl with the earrings, Marina, she's got her trademark accessory. Don't normally see a lot of women cricketers wearing or sporting earrings, but Marina is an exception. Last ball. Nicely driven, and she's gone for that single. A misfield might just allow them to get for another run, and they do. Good running between the wickets, good basics, dragging her bat and not plonking it. Oza. End of the over. 13 overs gone, 63 for 1. Right, so quite a few supporters coming in to enjoy the game of cricket. And no surprises there, women enjoying women's cricket. So good to see.
Definitely women empower here. And what beautiful facilities we have in this ground. This is Malek Stadium located in Ajman. This is the first international series. And in the meanwhile, heave towards the mid-wicket and very well fielded by the fielder. Taken on one bounce and just a single.
Yes, just a single, but a good-looking shot, aggressive shot from Isha Oza, and good placement of the field as well from the captain. She knows Isha can hit quite a few, so she's got the right fielders at the right place, a long on, a mid-wicket and a deep square leg. And now the fielders changing for that left-hand, right-hand combination as Tirtha comes in to bat and takes strike. Well, almost running from the deep mid-wicket to the sweeper cover there.
It's a right-hand and left-hand combination. Shazeen has been busy throughout the day. And look at now they are moving this short third to fine leg. And it's always good to see the sponsors, Pacific Ventures and SkyExchange.net, being associated with this game of cricket.
Well, not just this, Mudassir. I think SkyExchange.net have been promoting a lot of domestic cricket, not only in UAE but all around the world. And that is such a good site and such a great gesture from SkyExchange.net and Pacific Ventures in the UAE as well. They've been supporting UAE cricket not just recently but for years and years. And that has been a vital role in the development of UAE cricket. Another good shot straight towards the sweeper cover. A flat throw from Miles. Natasha Tara Miles, look out for her, watch out for her. She couldn't perform last night, was out for a golden duck, but you cannot keep her out of the game, and she's a dangerous cricketer.
Bit sorry with the captaincy of Chan. The changes she made in tonight's match. Initially, she and Chan bowled the power play straight 3-3 overs. This time coming down the track, high up in the air, fielder coming down, and yet again they dropped Isha Oza.
Well, that could be very, very costly, and they've gone for that extra run as well. So adding insult to injury, they've not only dropped a catch, they've also given away an extra run as a gift. That was not middled too well from Isha. Should have been taken. And then a wild throw as well. Just an extra bounce on that occasion. Not a bad throw, but unlucky. And they've got that one more run added to the total. So Isha moves on to 29. UAE score is looking good at 66 for 1.
A full toss and rightly given no ball by the umpire Asif Iqbal.
And the catch was dropped as well, Mudassir. Another catch drop, back-to-back catches being dropped. It was a no ball. It wouldn't have been given out anyway, but you need to take catches. Look at that, just straight through the hands. And that is what a catch drop does. It lowers your confidence. You're not sure about anything. An easy catch dropped yet again.
First free hit of this match, moving towards the off stump and piercing the ball towards the fine leg for a crucial boundary. Score moves to 72.
Yes, the free hit made full use of that. Isha shuffling across and targeting that vacant area towards the fine leg region. 4 more to the total. Expensive over this one from CU. 13.4 overs. UAE are 72 for 1. And now that 120 target, they can be looking to achieve around 130 as well now from here on. Played straight down the ground for a single. Right, so let's head down towards the sidelines for a quick interview with Neil Oja and a special guest.
The head coach of the UAE women's side, Mr. Najib Amir. Najib sir, the girls have come around to be a very good unit. From the qualifiers to the Gulf Cup, this form has been immaculate. First up, congratulations to you and the girls.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Neil bhai. Actually, after that ICC event, I've seen that all around UAE, the girls are actually, they pumped up. Right. There was a lot of motivation because they see they can do far better than this.
Right. So, now, definitely we're expecting a lot more from these girls as they head into the qualifiers of the World Cup, the global qualifiers. But half of these girls, rather most of these girls, are absolute youngsters. How do you motivate them, keep their energies and psychology up there?
Actually, the thing is, our policy is that our doors are open for everyone. There's no age limit. Right. So I can tell you, last 2 weeks we have open trials for under-19s. Amazingly, we have 26 new girls, those who are actually eligible to play for our senior side. But unfortunately, ICC regulations are very restricted actually. So yeah, we have a very good backup from youngsters. Right. You can see like 70% of our girls are under 19s in senior team.
Now, when a junior comes in and there is a senior, the combination generally works out in the way that the girls look up to their senior players. What kind of communication that you drive as the head coach to, help the juniors come up in the side and play alongside like Tirtha has been doing?
Actually, yeah, this is exactly our plan, is to have a very good combination of seniors and under 19s. Seniors are supporting the girls in the field, in the match, and during the nets, and try to share their experience with them. And this is the easy way to actually improve their game, in a fast way.
I'm sure that you and all the parents and the girls would be extremely happy that they're getting games and they're being watched by the world around.
Inshallah, we are doing our best to promote these girls more actually in the future.
Well, absolutely. In fact, our sponsors Sky Exchange and Pacific Ventures have done a fantastic job in getting this rolled out.
Yeah, absolutely right. Thank you so much. A big thanks to our sponsor. Actually, they help us to make it happen for this event. I'm very thankful to all the sponsors. Thank you.
One last question before I let you go. I know you come from Hong Kong. I know you've played for Hong Kong. How does it feel to play against Hong Kong?
In last ICC event, I asked my girls, if you win the game, I will buy a dinner for you, and I spent 700 dirham. So yeah, my feelings are still the same, but I'm in a professional way. Yeah, we want to beat this 4-0 for Hong Kong, inshallah.
4-0 for Hong Kong. I'll take your word on that. Well done. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so Najib Amir, the coach of the UAE women's side, he's done a fantastic job, and I tell you, the entire staff of the UAE side, they've done a fantastic job. What we'll do is head back to the comms and have a look at this game.
Thank you, Neil. Interesting conversation. Yes, Najib Amar has played a very important role in developing that cricket, and such a interesting news. 26 young players have been shortlisted already. So that pipeline of cricketers coming through for UAE cricket is always a good sign.
And he has did a wonders, Najib, with this women's team. Back to back, they have won the tournaments. And talking about those glasses which Neil was wearing, I can say that it's only you and Neil can carry those kind of glasses.
No, that's not true. You can also, but you just need some training from us. We'll charge separately for that.
Already Najib has lost his 700 dirhams.
Well, yes, 14.3 overs. UAE 77 for 1. 5 more overs to go. Give us your prediction, Mudassir. Where does UAE end from here on?
I think around the 45 runs, below 115 and between 110 and 115. The problem with this Hong Kong team is the end overs, they always ran out of gas. We have seen in yesterday's match, and this time heaved toward the square leg region by Isha Oza. Ball going towards the fence for yet another boundary.
That's right. Not running out of gas is Isha Oza. That one was played just above the square leg fielder. And when she hits, they stay hit. Another boundary. So expensive over coming in from Ruchita. 8 runs already from the 4 deliveries that she's bowled so far. So initial first 10 overs belonged to Hong Kong, but the next 5 definitely belong to UAE. Oh, that is some smart thinking from Venkatesh. Ruchita realized that he was walking out, coming down the track, but quickly just deciding not to bowl that delivery. Interesting.
Once again, moving towards the off stump, and yet again piercing towards the square leg region. Back-to-back boundaries for Isha Oza. Playing with the field here. Isha, very strong on the legs.
Oh, that's again that low full toss, shuffling across Isha and making sure that she plays it in the gap. So back-to-back boundaries. She moves on to 46 or 47 deliveries. Almost run a ball. Last ball of the over. Does she go for another boundary? Stepping down. Nicely driven. Beats the fielder. And 3 boundaries. Hat-trick of 4s to bring up the 50 for Isha. One superstar who will be there for UAE cricket for a long, long time. Isha Oza. Brilliant shot to bring up her 50. Take a bow.
You have dropped her not once, twice, but thrice. And now they are paying for that. Back-to-back boundaries for Isha Oza, bringing up 50 of just 48 deliveries. Now they are moving very fastly. UAE women's batter after 15, it's 89 for 1.
Right, to the first ball. Again, driven and taken a quick single. Tirtha wants to give maximum strike to Isha and allow her to play her shots. Meanwhile, joining me in the com box is Neil Oja. Neil, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Shoaib. It's a good comeback. the way they started. UAE women's. Slow, sluggish. The Hong Kong side has planned extremely well against them. Looks like a structured strategy coming across the line this time. She's been able to score on that. But now, after a couple of such shots, they've plugged that place. A deep mid-wicket.
Yes, a deep mid-wicket, and they've also kept a deep square leg now, as we see the medical team. Hopefully they're not to be seen in action, but always great to have them around. Low full toss, smacked straight towards the mid-wicket. One bounce into the ropes. So now Tirtha Satish joins the party. She says that if Oza can do it, I can do it too. And when both these players are playing the way they are, Hong Kong will have to do some serious thinking to come back into this game.
Well, they were in the game for most of the period. It's only now that they've just loosened that grip. And UAE, led by Isha in this batting attack, have utilized all their experience, especially Isha, also guiding Tirtha on what to do and how to do, seen through the difficult part.
Great ball!
Waits on offer, went chasing behind the ball, didn't really connect, angling it away from the left-hander. 95 as of now. They're definitely en route to 130 odd. That's the remainder of the Hong Kong side. I'm sure they will get their opportunities. Again, a full toss. Didn't really place it well. Ruchita Venkatesh doing well there to stop the ball.
That's right, and that's the coaching staff for Hong Kong cricket. Right at the back is Tommy. Just met him. Nice guy. I'm sure it's also an experience for them to come down to UAE and be a part of a team, guide them, mentor them, and I'm sure they'll have they'll be feeling very proud of the way these players have come out and performed.
Low full toss, stepping down, just over the infield. A couple of runs, and that should be the end of the over. That's the dugout, the UAE dugout. Priyanjali on your right, wicket-keeper batsman. 16 overs gone, meanwhile, 98 for 1.
$16 overs, 4 more overs to go. 130 definitely on the cards for UAE. 98 for 1 as Tirtha is on 23 and Isha is looking good and strong on 53 of 50 deliveries. As in comes Mariko.
Beautifully played, up his drive, and this one will race to the fence. Very confident shot coming from the willow of Tirtha. Yesterday scored a run a ball 32. And now she's motoring her way. She's a confidence player, I tell you, Tirtha. A couple of good shots on the middle of the bat. She'll start building her innings on that.
That's right, and she's got the right temperament as well. So she was initially a little scratchy. She got a few deliveries in her zone, played those shots on her pads, and now she looks like a different batter altogether.
Back to the bowler, Mariko Hill. One half of that big partnership that was struck yesterday between Carrie Chan and herself. Played it fine. This one, the ball has losing steam, or is it the thickish outfield? Did they take 3 runs? Wow, these girls are amazing. They're tired, but they're not showing it.
Yes, 3 runs, 3 quick runs, and it's not the winters here in UAE. It is simmering hot, and it's getting hotter with every passing day, and so is their performance. 3 runs, not easy. Well done, Tirtha and Isha.
Gifted. She got so many runs by shuffling across, but knowing the fact that Mariko has been bowling straight and bringing the ball onto the stumps, finally Isha runs out of luck. As many as 4 chances, and then she almost says that, listen, you've been not able to take me, I'll gift you. Isha was gone 53 or 51.
Yes, I think she ran out of steam. The 3 runs took a toll. She thought of just checking a shot and playing a cheeky one. Couldn't connect and has perished. UAE are 105 for 2.
Chamani, the player of the match of yesterday's game. Extremely experienced, 45 games, 472 runs. A strike rate just shy of 85. Played straight. Was that a chance? I wonder, was there a chance there?
Well, Chamani has come out with a real mission of just going after the bowlers. And I think that's her style of play. She doesn't want to spend a lot of time. If the ball is in her slot, she will go for her shots. Short ball, played it up in the air. Fielder waiting and takes a very good catch in the end. So Chamani's stay out there in the middle is a short one as Mariko strikes twice in that over.
You're right, a fantastic wicket there. One of the most experienced player gone. Grew a little too tall on her, wanted to go across the line. And went straight to the fielder at square leg. Ruchita Venkatesh takes that catch and Chamani is gone for a knot. All right, so Chaya Mughal, the skipper, comes in. 21 matches, 279 runs. Strike rate just under 80. Coming in at 2 drop, in fact 3 drop. She's an aggressive, strong player. Couple of bounces, too long on. She opens her account.
Yes, now it's on Tirtha. Now she has to play the role of a big brother in that partnership. She's the one who's played 23 balls already. Has to take maximum amount of strike and try to pierce the gaps because that is what she's good at.
Beautifully played. There's a fielder there. Go for the second run. A relay throw. Only and only if Mariam Bibi had collected well, maybe there was a chance. And I say maybe, because Chaya was sprinting in.
Yes, that's good running between the wickets, and even Chaya, the senior player, the captain, responded well towards that call. Oh, this one's gone high up in the air. Who wants it? Somebody has to take it. It's Bibi Mariam who decides to go for it, but she's grasped it as well. Hong Kong are having a horror day in the field tonight. They've been bowling well, but they've not been supported well by the fielders. This time it was the bowler herself who wanted to go for it. She did go for it, but couldn't catch the ball in the end.
Yeah, but I must tell you that this was a difficult catch. It went way high in the air. Towards the mid-wicket region, will get a single. It went way high in the air, and it's not a flat-batted shot. It's a leading edge. And when edges go, the ball swirls in the air. If you see, the ball didn't go straight up and come down. It actually went on the right side of Mariam Bibi, who had to run a couple of yards. And also, trying to settle in, waiting for the ball. When you're spending that kind of time under the ball, you tend to get confused, and that's exactly what happened with Mariam Bibi.
Well, I'm sure she must be disappointed because she felt that it was a catch and she should have taken it.
No doubts about that.
17.5 overs, 110 for 3 now. Last ball of the over, and then they've got 2 more overs left, UAE. So 130, definitely on the cards.
That's what they should aim for. Beautifully played there. Up in the air, will land safely. They're going for the second. And that's what it is. 2 runs. End of the 18th. 112 for 3.
$18 overs gone, 112 for 3. 12 legal deliveries left, and it's going to be Mariko who will be bowling the penultimate over of the innings.
On the pads, straight to deep fine leg will be a single there. Chaya's outdone her yesterday's score. She had scored 2 runs yesterday, and Tirtha was also outdone her score from yesterday. 32 is when she got out in the bowling of Mariam Bibi. 13th over, mind you. Today, she stayed on. Shouts of catch, but not to be. Good backing up there. Carrie Chan. Stepping down, Chaya Mughal. We get a couple of runs. Aggression is what Chaya is infusing in this partnership. She was the one at the toss who said that they're looking to score a 150 plus. Definitely would be disappointed with the numbers on board, and hence has taken charge. Probably saying, listen, I'll do it myself.
Yes, and with just 9 deliveries left, I think she's got the license to go for it. That one was sprayed down the leg side by Hill. She will have to bowl that again. But yes, with 9 balls, I think it's the ideal time for both these batters to actually go for those aggressive shots and try to maximize their returns as much as they can.
Left-hand, right-hand combination always troubles. Now Tirtha is taking the single and giving the strike to Chaya. Wants Chaya to do the big hitting. She's a big, strong girl, Chaya.
Yes, Tirtha has moved on to 37. And she still wants Chaya to try and clear the boundary. Not being selfish at all, Tirtha. She could have gone for those big hits herself and tried to get to that landmark, but no, she knows that Chaya has got the ability to go for the big hits, and that's why they are rotating the strike well. That was a good ball from Mariko, a dot ball.
Yeah, but then if Tirtha were to intend, if Tirtha had the intent to go for the 50, she'd be looking to score another 13 runs in 7-8 deliveries, which is a good total to get. So I don't mind if Tirtha thinks that she wants to be a little selfish. Meanwhile, there, a couple of juggles. The ball almost popped out, and the girls know the importance of this wicket. Chaya is out.
Yes, a vital breakthrough for Team Hong Kong. Mariko strikes for the 3rd time in this game. This time she wanted to cut it, but found the fielder, and Siu showing us a trick or two there. Juggling the ball a few times before finally holding it in her hands. Chaya Mughal scoring 5 of 6, has to walk back. UAE are 119 for 4. So Chan, the skipper, decides to bowl the last over of the game as in comes Khushi Sharma, right-handed bat. Tirtha plays it towards the mid-wicket. Won't go all the way. Hill making sure it doesn't cross the ropes. But they'll cross over for 2 runs.
Yeah, Chan bowled really well right up top. 3 overs for just 7 runs. Didn't get a wicket, but did put a lid on the scoring. In the power play, Carrie Chan, left armour against a left armour. Great combination. Always a great display of cricket. Inside out. Go for a couple of runs. Both these girls are really quick runners between the wickets. Khushi Sharma and Tirtha. Now, She needs 9 runs for her half century. She's got 4 deliveries. Can she do it? Waits on offer, and this time all along the carpet. There will be a little bit of chase for Mariko. In fact, that's Natasha Miles. And 2 runs again.
That's good running, and that's the bigger part of the boundary where she's targeting, and good bowling from Chan as well. She's keeping it outside off. She knows that Tirtha is strong on her pads. She's making her play towards the bigger part of the boundary, and that's good bowling from Chan. It's a low full toss. This time she targets her favourite zone and she gets hold of it. That mid-wicket belongs to Tirtha Satish. She gets a 4 when it's much needed for UAE, and the score moves on to 129 for 4. Tirtha on 47. 2 deliveries left. 4 runs, 3 runs needed for Tirtha.
Well, yes, sir. That was a loosener, a rare loosener coming in from Chan. She's bowled immaculately so far. 1 poor delivery and Tirtha dispatches it. 10 runs already of this over. A very expensive over coming in from Chan. 2 more deliveries to go. Can UAE make it count? Can Tirtha, who's just 1 hit away from her milestone, can she make it count? Yeah! Was that a phenomenal catch?
What a catch.
This is just amazing. This is what dreams are made of. She's going towards the zone. And then just smacked it out of thin air. Fantastic. Tirtha, but what a knock there. Came in when there were troubled times. Stuck around and struck that one really hard. Look at that catch. Timing a jump to perfection and taking it beautifully. Mariam Bibi, she was the one who got rid of Tirtha yesterday. Now plays a part in getting rid of Tirtha again.
Oh, that's a very, very good catch. We'll discuss about that. 47 is what Tirtha scored in 34 deliveries. Again, a consistent performer, Tirtha Satish for UAE. It's 129 for 5.
Samaira, just 9 runs to her, just goes on to tell you that she doesn't get to bat as much. The top order takes care of it. But when she does, she plays it straight, going for the second. And the umpire is in a little bit of dilemma. Finally says no. Khushi Sharma, who came in for 6 deliveries, and for all 6 deliveries was on the non-striking end. But she did really well. Supported Tirtha for the first 3 doubles. And on this delivery, again ran hard. Ensured that she gets... Oh, very well done there. Stuck to her basics. Dragged her bat in from far away. Khushi does well. Ensures that both of them walk out, not out.
Yes, Khushi does well, and so does Asif Iqbal to give that not out, because that was a very close call. Well done from the umpires. Good job from them as well, as UAE will be a happy setup after that target of 129. We'll confirm that in a bit, but it's been a good score from the UAE. In fact, 131 with those 2 runs in those allotted 20 overs. So quickly summarizing the scorecard for you. Isha Uza scoring right at the top, 53 or 51. She started off slow, but took off well in the end and got out by Mariko Hill. Besides that, it was Tirtha Satish who contributed with the bat, 47 of 34 for her. And Chaya Mughal scoring 5. Samaira scoring that last 2 runs and getting UAE to 131 for 5 in their allotted 20 overs.
Now, let's look at our bowling card there. Chan, both the Chans in fact started off with the bowling attack. 7 overs between them and 26 runs between them. In fact, it was the last over that was a little expensive. Apart from that, Gary Chan was amazing. Marina bowled her 4, gave away 23. Ruchita Venkatesh 3 was expensive, gave away 30. And Bibi Mariam, Siu and Mariko Hill, all 3 of them on the expensive side. But Mariko picking up those 3 important wickets, not letting UAE set off from what it looked like, that they might just at some point in time maybe cross the 140, 145 mark. Definitely did well to ensure that UAE sticks to just 131, losing 5 in 20. A quick look at how the first innings spanned. It was Hong Kong that won the toss, elected to field first, putting the UAE to bat as the umpires walked in. And the two batters for UAE, they started off slowly, slightly sluggish. But then runs came. Isha Oza. And that was a big wicket. Kavisha, the half-centurion from yesterday, losing her wicket. Mariam Bibi then came in. And Tirtha was taking her 4 runs. Almost like a revenge from yesterday. It was Mariam Bibi who got Tirtha out yesterday. Tirtha said, listen, I'm going to hit you for everything. Isha Oza then found her elements and started talking the ball all around the park. And then, while she was getting her runs, there were a bunch of catches that were dropped. As many as 4 chances given by Isha. Great effort in the outfield, barring that. But look at that, Tirtha going for the big one. She started opening up her willow, and when she started doing that, it looked like that UAE might just come in for a good one before Isha got out.
That's right, yes, they both were looking good, and then a cluster of wickets. Chaya getting out and also Chamani getting out as well. But Tirtha continued her onslaught, got some vital runs for the team in the end. Until this happened, definitely the catch of the match so far, and could be the catch of the tournament as well. Hong Kong will need 132 runs in their 20 overs. We'll be bringing you that run chase in just a little bit. It's time for us to take a short break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second T20 International of the UAE Women's versus the Hong Kong Women's. A bilateral series coming in live from Malek Cricket Stadium in Ajman. It was earlier today that Cricket Hong Kong won the toss, elected to field first, and literally stifled the UAE openers as Isha, Oza and Kavisha literally struggled to get off the mark. First 10 overs just yielding 44 runs. But then after that there was a flurry. 90 runs odd added in the next 10. Isha Oza top scoring with 53. Kavisha 16. Tirtha Satish gave good company of 47. As far as the bowling is concerned, a wicket each for Carrie Chan and Marina. 3 wickets for Mariko Hill. Pick of the bowlers, 2 overs, 14 runs and picked up 3 wickets. That was a time when UAE were looking to go for the big one. Hong Kong now need 132 runs to win in 20 overs. And we'll have to wait and watch to see where this game shifts to. Both the umpires taking charge. And in the commentary box, taking charge alongside me is going to be Mudassir. Mudassir, good evening.
Good evening, Neil, and what a comeback by the batters of UAE women's team. Once again, the Hong Kong team ran out of gas in the last overs. We have seen in yesterday's match, and today it was the same story. The initial half, they have bowled on a very tight line and length. But what a wonderful batting display by Isha Oza and the left-hand batter, Tirtha. Brilliant 50 and 47 odd runs scored by Tirtha, which helped UAE to post 131 runs. Last 5 overs, they have scored almost 40 odd runs.
All right, we'll have to wait and watch to see where does this game go. Meanwhile, the UAE fielders take field. Chaya Mughal. She will definitely start the charge with the ball, as Tirtha Satish, after a fantastic knock, will get behind the stumps as the keeper. All right, the openers walking in for Hong Kong. Mariko Hill. She did phenomenally well in yesterday's game. She'd want to continue her good form, Mudassir.
Yes, definitely, and they need a good start from both the openers, Shazeen and Hills. And Neil, you were there down at the sidelines with the coach of UAE women's team, Mr. Najib, and he's taking this series very seriously, and they are looking to win by margin of 4-0, as he said earlier.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he wants the girls to do well because it's a fantastic opportunity for these girls who won the regional qualifier. Meanwhile, Chaya Mughal, 15 wickets to her credit in 23 T20 international games. So, they won the regional qualifiers. Will now go to the global qualifiers where they'll be playing against 7 teams for a spot in the ICC T20 World Cup 2023. The Women's World Cup will be held in South Africa in 2023. And they need to be amongst the top 2 in the qualifiers. Earlier this year, we saw the UAE men's side doing that. Meanwhile, Shanzeen Shehzad. Beautiful delivery, shaped in very nice. Chaya Mughal's getting that movement. She's getting that movement off the deck. New Kookaburra ball does that.
Definitely, and this was a trick missed by Chan. They started with the spinners. And here we can see the captain Shaya Moghal with a medium gentle pace, trying to get the ball in the right-hand batter. And this time once again coming in, and look at the field setting. They have one deep fine leg and short mid-wicket, square leg, mid-on, mid-off, cover, extra cover, gully, and short third. A very attacking field set up by the captain.
False start, she'll go back again. So UAE will be playing against Bangladesh, Thailand, Scotland, PNG, Zimbabwe, USA and Ireland. These are the other 7 sides. And beautiful delivery. There's an inside edge onto the pads. Chaya. Exaggerated movement. I tell you, this kind of bowling would put a bunch of men bowlers to shy. The way she's bowling, getting that exaggerated movement. Mariko Hill, 21 matches. Look at that runs, 330 runs, including a half century, a strike rate of 89 plus. She's an absolutely solid batter. Technically very sound. Look at that movement, Mudassir.
She lacked that pace, but look at that swing, and she's generating with this Kookaburra ball. This time she could not control the swing, and an extra given away. Score moves to 3. Shazeen and Mariko, the openers for Hong Kong team.
Oh, so close. Got a little extra ping off the surface. Just outside the off stump. Some phenomenal cricket on display. Let's have a look again. Look at that. How close was that? Playing it away from the body. Shahzad, never easy to do that. Bowling a very good line. And the troubling length. Good over comes to an end. 1 over gone, 3 for none. Samaira, 9 matches, 9 wickets, including 1 4-fer. Economy of 4.35. Oh, I think that's a little harsh. She's bowling with a slip in position because she's the one who brings that ball away and takes that ball away from the right-hander. Isha Oza in the slip. Both the top scorers today, Isha and Tirtha, standing alongside each other. Slip and wicket keeper. Correcting her line. Bringing it slightly closer to the off stump this time.
Sticking onto that off stump line, Samaira. One of the most talented medium fast bowler in this lineup. And also a very good fielder.
This is a legit wide. She did it well in the previous delivery. Now, earning in line again. She spent a lot of time in training, Samaira, from a very early age. Used to come to the ICC Academy to train. Her parents have been extremely supportive, bringing her to the academy. She spent a lot of time with the coaches, getting that arm nice and straight up, getting that rhythmic motion. I also remember she had a little odd hop before the stumps. That was corrected. And you can do all those corrections when you're young. Once the bowler or a player is old enough, the habits set in and then it becomes a little difficult. Priyanjali Jain, meanwhile, PJ, one of the senior statesmen in the team, wicket-keeper batsman by trade, batter. Yorker length delivery, what a good ball there. And that's a 4. Looks like everyone, including the keeper and the slip fielder, Chaya, beg your pardon, Isha, were all enjoying that ball and appealing. Isha did put in that dive, but enough on the ball to take it to the boundary.
Unlucky here. Peach of a delivery by Samaira. And lucky runs for Mariko. A bit expensive in her 3 balls delivered this time. Found the gap between the cover and the extra cover fielder. Ball racing towards the boundary for yet another 4.
Well, yeah, that was a fuller length delivery. When you bowl that length and at that pace, high chances of the ball being dispatched. That's exactly what she did, played in the gap. I remember during the UAE innings, there was a deep extra cover in position to cut these shots. Much better. Slightly pulling a length back, Samaira.
Mariko looking good tonight. Getting 2 boundaries in this over. Already 10 runs has been considered so far. A good start by Mariko and Shazeen. They are chasing 132. And as the match progresses, we'll have the dew factor, which might help the batters. Oh, what a delivery this time. Just moving away from the batter. And that's the end of over number 2. Score 13 for no loss.
Shanzeen on strike. Oh, beautifully done there. Pitched this one just on the tram line and got the ball to swing in sharp. What an ability she's got. Mighty impressed with what she's producing, Chaya. Mudassar, how do you play a bowler like Chaya?
Very watchful. We need to be. Look at this. Look at this. Once again coming in to Shanzeen. So they have got a run. And Chaya reminds me of the 90s cricketer Manoj Prabhakar. He also used to get the new ball into the batter with the same pace. And need to see how Mariko will face Chaya Mughal.
Yeah, Manoj Prabhakar used to do that till he was smacked by Sanat Jayasuriya in the 96 World Cup, and then he turned into an off-break bowler. 3 overs of seam and then off break in the same match. If you get a little late on that, the ball would be meeting the stumps. Now, either you go and stand extremely deep inside the crease or you stand outside the crease. Try and cut the movement, or you cut the movement, or you wait for the ball to have finished that movement and then play the shot. Ball there! Chaya Mughal, what she had been doing was bowling. That delivery slightly short, kept doing it, and then finally pitched one up. And we're talking about where do you stand matters a lot. She's standing right at that orthodox position, a peach of a Yorker, and clean bowled.
At last, she got the reward. Bowling tight line and troubling the batter. This time into the block hole and knocked Mariko Hill. Big wicket. Chaya Mughal got the first breakthrough. It's 14 for 1. Mariko back to the pavilion, scoring just 8 runs.
Natasha Miles, 7 matches, 127 runs. Strike rate of 99. Beautifully played there, got that bat close to the pad, just keeping it behind the pad and playing it from there. She got out on the first delivery yesterday. Samaira picking a wicket. And now when she was walking in, Hill told her, listen, she's getting the ball to move in and she's moving almost a yard.
She had a very poor outing in the field, Natasha. Very experienced campaigner. This time up in the air and she's gone without troubling the scorer. Yet again, Natasha fails.
What a catch there. Chaya gets this one to not move, bowls it straight wide outside off. And Vaishnavi takes an overhead catch. Very well done. And after she was comfortable, controlled, she throws the ball up. Poor form for Natasha continues. The mainstay walks back. Two down. Hong Kong in some sort of trouble. Slip in place. Mahika Gaur has been brought in. Oh, what a delivery to start with. Mahika replaces Samaira. She was expensive, Samaira, in that first over that she bowled. Extremely expensive in that first over, Samaira. And then, quick change. Mahika comes in. Bowling with a slip in position. 2 wickets for her in 10 matches that she's bowled. What a delivery. Back of the length and straight onto the midriff. This is how she bowls. She gets that extra bounce from the slightly back of the length area. A batter is not expecting the ball to come up that high from that zone. You normally think, okay, so it's just slightly back of the length. I am where I am. I might just go one step back and probably be able to pull it. But suddenly you're surprised with that extra bounce. Mahika. 3-dot balls.
Tall, lanky, fast bowler. And bending her back and troubling the batsman. And talking about the last wicket, Neil, I think they planned for that. She was waiting for that in-swinger. She bowled away from the right-hand batter, Natasha, and got trapped. What a beautiful catch taken by Vaishnavi. It's not easy when you're standing on that edge of the 30-yard circle.
You're right, not very easy. And then also that catch wasn't at a comfortable height. That catch was it was over the head. She had outstretched hands. Yes, it was not as hardly hit as one would expect Natasha to hit. But credit must go to Vaishnavi. Played it off the hips, will get a single. Good tight bowling. I'll bring Carrie Chan on strike for the first time today. The skipper. Batted really well yesterday. Scored 45 runs of 53 deliveries, including 6 boundaries, in fact. Again, will be responsible today. 362 runs for her.
Still looking for her first half century in the international stage. The very good captaincy by Chaya Mughal, even though she has got a couple of wickets in the last over, but she bought in Mahika because Samaira was a bit expensive in her first over, and Mahika to Chan, keeping that one slip. He tends to play away from the body, Chan. And that's the end of over number 4. Score 15 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Chaya. Slow one now. She's mixing it up. That confidence now is helping her do a lot more than what she's done. She's breaking, getting the ball in continuously, swinging the ball from wide outside off. Got Mariko Hill, Yorker. An in-swinging Yorker. Oh, look at that. A similar delivery to what she bowled to Natasha Miles, picking her wicket there. Chaya, 2 wickets she's picked up, giving 4 runs. Quick look at those 2 wickets. The first one, a peach of a Yorker in swinging Yorker, and the next one, wide outside off. Vaishnavi taking that catch. Down the leg side, erring in line. One rare bad ball. Get a single. Chan. It'll be captain versus captain, Mudassir.
Chaya Mughal, the captain of UAE women's team, leading from the front. And she's an artist with the new ball. She knows to move in and out. It will be a good battle between Chaya and Chan. Chan has played a sensible knock last night. The team is struggling now.
Sending back the third man. towards the left-handed batter. Down the leg side. Erring in line. Really bad. Will be a wide for sure. "17 for 2 in 4.3. 6 runs Chaya's given. 3 more deliveries to go. Wide outside off, and this one will be fielded by Mahika. She was sent back, Mahika, just before this delivery. Maybe the intention was just that, to save the ball from going to the boundary. Shanzeen now. She's played a patient knock against Chaya, who's bringing the ball in, bowling the slower ones, bowling the ones that are absolutely wide outside off, teasing you to come and play those. Down the leg side, we'll get a single.
Nicely done by Shanzeen. Waited for this delivery and just nudged towards the fine leg region for yet another single. Extras has been a concern for UAE team. They have considered 23 extras last night. Good to see there's an improvement in the field department. Vaishnavi taking an outstanding catch.
Chaya, last ball. Right in that zone. And a dot ball to end the over. 5 overs gone. It's 19 for 2. Mahika coming in. And a dot ball. She's done really well in that first over. Just gave away one single. Mudassir, mighty impressed with her. Extremely tall, fit. Runs in nice. It's a very good bowling action. Very rhythmic run. A wide being called. And now this is interesting. You have a slip in position and you're bowling down the leg side.
We have the captain, Chaya Mughal, doing a wonderful job. This time driven and missed field by Chaya Mughal. The advantage of that easy run.
Well, yeah. Left hand, right hand combination keeps changing. Will keep adding to the pressure. Samaira, she's still got 3 overs on her belt. Definitely can come back. Had not a very good first over. Carrie Chan. Wide called again. Not big margins for error there. Chamani, she picked a 4 yesterday. I'm sure she would be waiting for her chance.
She was player of the match. With her bowling, she got 4 wickets. It's a Mahika. It is second over. Oh, what a speech of a delivery by Mahika. Just moving away from Chan. And good to see after every delivery, Captain Chaya talking to her bowler.
Very important. Very, very important. Mind you, these are youngsters. When they come out to play, they need that little boost of confidence. They need that little push. And when I say youngsters, I mean it. She's just 16 years old. Mahika Gaur. She's taller than me. No, I'm not kidding. Seriously, she's taller than me and I stand almost 6 feet tall. Almost. Yeah, I don't like saying 5'11" and a half.
That half inch matters a lot. So, very tall and talented fast bowler, as Neil said, and she's troubling right now one of the best batters in this lineup, Chan.
She's bringing the ball in and then after pitching the ball just straightens and moves away. So when a player like Chaya comes and tells Mahika that you're doing well, it feels extremely good. That boost of confidence will help. Celebrated her birthday on the 9th of March. 16 years and 50 days. Making a fish for that ball that's going outside and away. Mahika needs to control on those extras.
Good to see that she has one deep third fielder, and if they can get one catching fielder in the gully region, that would be interesting. She tends to play those shots, Chan. This time gently pushed towards the mid-wicket region. Very good over. That is the end of power play. Score 23 for 2.
A quick look at the batting card so far. Shanzeen, 6 of 19. And Carrie Chan, not out on 1. Mariko and Natasha, 2 big names. Not really delivering. Natasha would definitely be wondering what to do to get out of that slump that she is in. 2 back-to-back ducks for her. The big shout, what I reckon was going down the leg side. Wrapped on the pads. Inside edge. Mahika will do the fielding while Shoaib is downstairs for an interview.
Well, thank you. I'm here along the sidelines and I've got with me the all-rounder from Hong Kong women's cricket, Mariko. Mariko, welcome and thank you for joining us. Tell us, how are you feeling it here? How do you like UAE and how's your experience been so far?
Absolutely loved it. It's only been 2 days, of course, but adapting to the heat is number one. But playing under floodlights is something else. And I think all the girls are really experiencing it and taking it all in.
Overall, you've had 2 days. Last game was not in your favor, but I'm sure this is a learning curve. How do you see this game going through?
I think it's a game of cricket, really. Obviously, there's ups and downs all the time, but it's something that we always try and chase. Today, unfortunately, didn't come off the bat too well. With the ball, it was okay, but I'm just going to bounce back and come back harder tomorrow.
Yes, talking about being broadcasted these matches, we've asked the UAE girls as well. I wanted to pose that same question. Always an incentive when the matches are being broadcasted live?
Absolutely. It's always that chicken or the egg story, really, and the fact that women are getting more viewerships now is absolutely incredible, and thanks to all the sponsors and, of course, the broadcasting rights that have this, it's a great opportunity to not only be on the field, but, of course, for it to be telecasted and broadcasted to India and England and all around the world.
How about your personal growth? How has it been for you playing here? It's alien conditions compared to Hong Kong, so tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was playing in Hong Kong last year, but with COVID and everything, we had a huge stop. Fortunately, I went to England for almost 8 months or so and caught the season there and played with a regional team and trained there. It wasn't exactly season, but we got indoors and obviously match practice and bat on ball. So leading up from last year's November Dubai tournament into this, I think, we're on the up.
Overall, your team looks like a very solid team. They've got all their bases covered. It's just about the experience and match practice. But you must be happy with the team that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every single game we improve. We learn things I think that's what we want to try and do. The fact that everyone was sort of in lockdown mode in Hong Kong, and the opportunity of leaving and playing cricket is something that we're taking it all in. But yeah, absolutely. Every single game we improve, which is what we try and strive for.
How do you see playing in the UAE different from Hong Kong? Of course, the conditions are different, but otherwise playing against a side like UAE, that too is a big plus.
Yeah, I mean, UAE, great opposition. It's always good to play against good or better oppositions who've been beating us, so we know where we can try and climb, number one. But when it comes to the conditions itself, it's slightly different to Hong Kong because, the wickets can be quite abrupt. There are a few cracks here and there, and if we use it a bit more, we know that there can be a bit more turn on the ball or maybe a bit of a surprising bouncer, as Mahika has been showing. So, tougher conditions, I'd say, but with the night time, it's a bit cooler, so that's a bonus.
Tell us a little bit about a sneak peek into the future of Hong Kong cricket. How do you see that going, and do you have any other fixtures lined up?
Yeah, what's amazing is that we've got so much cricket lined up. Not only do we have this bilateral series, but just after we've got a fair break. 14 or so of the Hong Kong girls can play in that, which is an incredible experience amongst, the likes of Susie Bates and huge names out there. But after that, we've got the Asia Cup, which is in June, I believe, and there might be some pre-tours. And then after that, we've got Asian Games. So plenty of cricket on the books. And it's a huge contrast to maybe 4 years ago when we'd play one tournament and then that was it. But now it's just constant.
That's right. We've got a lot of cricket happening thanks to some sponsors as well, like SkyExchange.net and Pacific Ventures, who come and have had a major role to play. Talking about the future, like the matches that you said, Asia Cup and the tournaments that are coming in the future as well. How do you see team going one step up from here on?
I think we take it game by game. We don't want to look too far in the future. Obviously, saying the World Cup or the World Cup qualifiers is a dream of ours, or even getting a medal in the Asian Games. But I think we just have to look at the short term and winning game each as it comes.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us, and we hope that you perform well. All the best for the future games as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That was Mariko, and it's back to you guys in the comm box.
Well, yes, quite a nice long chat. And not much of an action.
Big wickets that kept the pressure, and from the other end, it's a Mahika bowling with the tight line and length, troubling the captain Chan.
Driven beautifully. We'll get a boundary. Chan, we saw how she built that innings yesterday, coming on the back of 2 quick wickets. That's a poor delivery. Fuller in that slot. Batters will shut their eyes and play this shot every single time you bowl there. And someone specially like Chan, well, she'll do it in her sleep as well.
Bit fuller and took full advantage of this delivery. Chan dispatching towards the mid-off region for a crucial boundary.
Now this is what happens. You hit for runs and suddenly you start erring in line. Want to bowl that bouncer. 1 for the over, the umpire calls, and Mahika is still wondering why was it called 1 for the over. Khushi Sharma there would be waiting in the sidelines to get her arm to get rolling. Late appeal there by Mahika. There's daylight between the bat and the ball. End of the over, 8 over gone. It's 32 for 2. Shanzeen on strike. Samara has been brought back into attack. Bowled in very expensive first over. 10 runs in that. Tirtha in a little happy mood. She did score a good 47. And now everything that comes to her, she's probably practicing her underarm throw on the stumps.
Shows the confidence once you scored that many runs, and clearly it's showing in her wicket keeping. Yesterday she has missed a couple of chances, and today very sharp behind the stumps.
No one there on the non-striking end, or else it would have been curtains for Shanzeen. Took that first run really fast, wanted to go for the second. Carrie Chan not interested. Went for that first one. And then Suraksha throwing at the keeper's end. There was no one, literally no one at the non-striker's end to take that throw from Tirtha. She took a moment. Beaten. That was the kind of delivery that Carrie Chan would love to hit. Anything outside of fuller zone, bang, she can smack it. Shadow practicing that shot. She knows she's talking to herself. That self-belief is so important. Oh, beautifully there. Literally making her dance on a tune. Samaira. Every batter has their own tactics and way to come out of that zone that if they're pushed back to the wall. Carrie is talking to herself, trying to reinstate so that she can go back to basics.
This time bowling fuller. We are in the 9th over, and still she is able to move the ball away from the left-hand batter. Samaira into her second over gave away just 1 run in this over. The required run rate is creeping up. We are into the 9th over and the score is 33 for 2. This time way outside the off stump, rightly given by the umpire Jitendra, a wide called. Extras have been a problem. They need to work on this. As we have seen the last match, they have conceded around 23 extras. Has been an improvement in the fielding. Vaishnavi took that outclass catch. Once again, fuller line delivery played straight towards Chaya Mughal, and which brings to the end of over number 9. It's 34 for 2.
Shanzeen now will face Chamani. Just outside the off stump. Wanting to play that shot. Beaten. She picked up 4 wickets yesterday, Chamani, giving 24. She said that she had a few strategies up her sleeve. Bowler's end. Ah, that's what the call was, and the ball did come there, but Carrie Chan scooting there literally. Good piece of fielding. Joining me in the commentary box, Shoaib. Good evening.
Good evening, Neil. Yes, that was a slight confusion. This time an appeal, but he too knows that it was pitching down leg. Shanzeen is on 8 of 28. This looks like a test match going on here for Hong Kong. They need to up the run rate now than later. That's another good delivery, angling across. This is a different angle, and I'm sure batters from Hong Kong will not be so comfortable playing that line and length coming across and the ball moving away from Shanzeen.
Get a single. She's a very, very experienced campaigner. Chamani can vary her pace, vary her line length, the trajectory of the ball. She's got that orthodox off spinner. She's got the armor. She's got the quicker ones. She's got the one that has a little flight and dip suddenly. Talk about literally every variation that an off-break bowler can bowl. A single there to end the over. 10 overs gone. It's 36 for 2. 10 overs gone, 36 for 2. After a little breather, a little break, play will resume. Mind you, it was UAE that was 44 for 1 in 10. They did made a recovery. Samaira, what a great start there in that first delivery. They scored 90-odd runs in the 10 overs. On the back of a great half century by Isha and 47 for Tirtha. Something that Chan and Shanzin will probably try and replicate. They'll have to do it now.
That's right. And it has to start off with some aggressive shots. That's one of them. Has been played in the vacant area over extra cover. And they'll get 2 more. But they need many more of these Hong Kong women if they want to get close to their target of 132. Chan is on 11 and Shanzin is on 9 of 30. That's a lot of deliveries from Shanzin. And now, after facing so many deliveries, you expect her to score and score freely. She knows the pitch, she knows the conditions, she knows the bowlers. Now she needs to get some runs.
That's right. She needs to get these runs and get these runs really quick. Don't really have a lot of time on hand. Short delivery across. Looks like a little harsh to me, but a wide nonetheless.
That's right, yes, a close call. Samaira has developed pace over the last few years. She's a lot quicker, lot fitter, lot stronger. And you can see the ball carrying off the deck. This time up in the air again. Not middled it, timed it. Oh, that's another misfield. But not a lot of damage. Maybe another run added to the total, but we expect a lot better from Oza.
Oh, well, absolutely. The parents there of the UAE team girls keeping a keen eye on performances of their daughters, supporting their sides, and a big round of applause to all of these guys, because the kind of sacrifices these guys make, the parents make, to ensure that the girls get to practice on time. A little error there by Tirtha. And these parents, lot of challenges. That's Natasha, a part of the UAE side. She broke her thumb during training, and that's why she's out for a few weeks.
Yes, you can see the plaster on her hand.
That's right. Tirtha erring again.
Is that a replay?
Well, yes, the previous one was for Chan. This time it's for Shanzin. Natasha was the former captain of the UAE side as well. Has led the side. Experienced player, and again, parents.
Well, quite a few parents watching on their phones. I'm sure they're watching the broadcast and enjoying some live cricket along with some high-quality broadcast brought to you by ITW Prodigy, courtesy SkyExchange.net and Pacific Ventures, the Fun News as well.
11 overs gone, it's 44 for 2.
Eleven overs gone, 44 for 2. 9 more overs to go. In comes Chamani. This one's been played up in the air. Will clear the infield. Chase for Mahika. Does well to stop that ball. 2 more runs. So in the first over, she gave away 2, and on the first ball, another 2 added to the total. Chan and Shanzeen have definitely spent some time out there in the middle, but they need to score runs as well. They've not allowed the UAE bowlers to get a few more wickets. A partnership being stitched between the two.
Straight to the fielder. PJ. Yet another senior player. Wicket-keeper bat. Very solid in her batting tactics. Technically sound. Meanwhile, this time has been picked up towards the mid-wicket region. Mahika will do the clean-up act. You're right, Shoaib, that a partnership definitely has been stitched between these two. Natasha Miles. That wicket fell when the score on the board was 14. The end of the third over. But then, not much has been added to the total. 33 runs added in about 9 overs. That's not a really good score. Not really a good addition. From a time frame perspective, it's good, but not from runs perspective.
Yes, that's right. And in the end, it's all about chasing the score, isn't it? It's not about spending time in the middle and trying not to give away too many wickets. Wickets are not going to help you win games. You have to score runs and score runs now. That was a lot quicker. But the length and the line from Chamani, erring in line and length, and rightly called as a wide.
Yeah, going down the leg side, obviously, yes. Vaishnavi there. She is yet another option to go. I think the captain will throw the ball at her. And that should be another dot ball. They haven't been... Shanzeen hasn't been able to actually go behind the bowlers. She's played Chaya, she's played Mahika, she's played Shamani, she's played Samaira, everyone, literally. She hasn't been able to pick one bowler and go behind, and normally batters do that. You pick a bowler, you'll probably see through a bowler. Maybe you're finding it difficult to play against Chaya. 12 overs gone, we'll continue that. 49 for 2. .49 for 2. In 12, Chan. 17 of 28. 9 of 34. Shanzeen. I reckon it's going to be Vaishnavi. That's what it is, Vaishnavi Mahesh. She's an aggressive leggy. She'll bowl the quicker ones. She'll give the flight. She'll test your ability to bat.
Starts off with a good ball, fuller delivery, missed just the inside edge of the bat, and the ball is trickling away towards the fine leg. Won't go all the way, but yes, a sharp throw.
Suraksha at that end, picking up the ball. A direct hit coming in from the deep. She's having a quick chat with Chaya on what to do. Maybe telling her this is what I'm going to do. And this kind of communication always is good. Because the skipper then also has that kind of confidence to bowl, to place a couple of fielders that will help the bowler bowl that. 6 wickets to her in 11. Vaishnavi.
Another flighted delivery played straight down the ground. Not afraid to flight the ball. That's a good sign from a leg spinner. You expect them to give that flight and then just get that one ball quicker, somewhere in the middle over. Surprise the batsman.
Kavisha didn't really have a great outing today. Tossed up. And there should be a chance. Oh! Samaira, overexcited. Oh, that was a gift. Literally a gift. Yes, they have smiles on their face, but I tell you, if this was a close match, they wouldn't be smiling. Samaira wanted to run and pull the bails off. While Vaishnavi was standing there, all she had to do was just pass the ball to Vaishnavi. And she misses it. She misses it. Vaishnavi is in shock. How could you do that? Oh my God. This is funny. Comedy of errors.
That's right, comedy of errors. Samaira will be smiling about this even after the game is over. I'm sure they all have a healthy laugh about it. But you're right, if that would have been a serious problem, a concern, had this been a close game. Shanzeen still survives.
They're running for literally everything. Literally everything. Carrie Chan. She's made up her mind. One more delivery to go. Punching it. Single. And that should be a good backup there by Chaya. End of the 13th. It's 56 for 2.
Let's look at that replay for that run out again. I think it was a good idea to do that. Just the execution was not right. She was almost there. She didn't want to risk it. But yes, couldn't dislodge the bails in time. This time, just a nudge towards the short covers. 13.1 overs, 56 for 2. As in comes Suraksha Kote with her off spinners and giving me company in the comb box. Meanwhile, this one has been played up in the air. They are looking for 2 and will get them comfortably in the end. Joining me in the comb box is Mudassir.
Some debate going on in the comb box about that run out. Missed run out. She wanted to do the jaunty road style. Unlucky. Chaya Mughal clearly struggling in the field tonight. Once again a misfield. And talking about Shanzeen, she took 36 deliveries for just 10 runs. At the other end, Chan moved to 25 and faced 35 deliveries. Somewhere, she needs to open up here, Shanzeen.
Yes, Shanzeen needs to go for a big hit. That's a full toss. We'll have to wait for the umpire's signal. This one has been played and played well in the gap for not a no ball. A lucky escape for Suraksha. That's a poor delivery, and finally Shanzeen gets hold of it and displaces it, dislodges it into the backward fence for 4.
Finally, the wait is over for Shanzeen. A gift given by Suraksha. This time inside the edge, going towards the fine leg. Couple of runs. A bit expensive over here by Suraksha Kote.
Yes, 9 runs off it. Last ball to go. Suraksha is bowling a lot fuller than what she would want to. Also a little difficult to grip the ball, I assume.
Oh, that's a yeah. Easy.
That's a much better ball. End of the over. 14 overs gone. Hong Kong are 65 for 2.
Keep the field tight, girls. Come on. Chamakke. Ready irundukonga. Chava Vaish.
Takes the edge and diving effort. Two more. So finally some runs coming in for Hong Kong, but they still need a lot more. 67 in 36 balls. That's before this delivery. It's 65 of 35 now. Steps down and that's chipped in the air. And 2 more. So yes, they are taking a move on, but they need to continue and they need 1 boundary at least in every over from here on to get this target achieved of 132.
Intentions are clear from Chan. Trying to target the leg break bowler. Once again, coming down the track, played towards the mid-on. .62 runs required of 33 balls. Chaya Mughal was pick of the bowler tonight. Gave it just 10 runs, a quota of 4 overs, and got 2 wickets to her name. The trouble continues for Hong Kong because Natasha, yet again, she failed to open her account.
That's that run out again. Meanwhile, another dot ball from Vaishnavi.
So was it a good idea to go yourself or just give away the ball to the bowler and get that run out?
What do you think?
I think it would be an ideal situation by running towards the stump because no way the batter was near to the crease, and in the meanwhile stepping out of the crease, hit towards the mid-wicket region. This is Shanzeen. Second boundary from her blade. A beautiful looking shot.
Yeah, that's a very good shot. Using her feet, coming down to the pitch of the ball and then playing it towards mid-wicket to end the over with a 4. 15 overs gone, 74 for 2. On the back foot cut and straight to the third man fielder from Chan. Suraksha pulling her second over, and things getting a lot more difficult for Hong Kong.
Slowly they're coming on the track, the Hong Kong batters. Once again, the full toss played towards the final leg over Chamani. A couple of more runs to the name of Shanzeen. Almost 11 runs per over required from here.
Yes, 11 more required. Let's take you down towards the sidelines, towards the rope side, where we've got Neil Oja with a special guest.
At the rope side, I have the assistant coach, Mr. Ghulam Saklain of the Hong Kong cricket side. The girls have done really well, considering the fact that there was very little practice available for them before coming here.
Yes, it's true. Because of COVID, we've been restricted, not doing any training since we came for qualifier in the UAE. And since then, we didn't train much. 2 weeks ago, before we start this tournament, we've been given a chance by government of Hong Kong to train. So it's less practice, but there's no excuse. We are a national side. We should be doing well. Yeah.
I love that stern side of yours where you said that we are a national side and we should be doing well. I'm sure that notes have already been made from yesterday's game and today's game. Yeah. What are the highlight points? And when I say key highlights, the good side of it. We'll come to the bad side later.
Yeah, well, side is, the girls are responding well. They take responsibility. They're working as a unit. That is the plus point for us. I know there are some skill level they need to work on because of less training. They are a little bit rusty, but at the moment they are doing good. They are united. They understand the game well. They understand the opportunities available here really well. The conditions are the first time they are facing under the light, and I think they are coping it well. And this experience.
I'll have to cut you here because there's a fall of wicket over there. Unfortunately, while you talk about their performance, there's a fall of wicket there. When a wicket falls, and Shanzeen, she stuck around for a very long time there, didn't really score. I'm sure that you'll have to say a few things to her.
Yeah, I think her role is to strike the ball and get us a good score in a power play, which I think she didn't do well on that. But I think we need to stick there. We lost a couple of wickets there, but I think that roles changed and then Carey went in. So I think they spent some time to get runs on a board. That's the reason why I think she took a long time, I think.
Yeah, because
bit of pressure there as well.
The pressure that was then probably transponded to literally anyone and everyone who came in later. You were talking about these girls coming in together, absorbing the pressure, absorbing all the situations that were there in Hong Kong, and then turning out for training the last couple of weeks. How's the training been?
Training was good. We've been actually offered training due to restrictions, only 2 hours, and we need to use a mask as well. But the girls are also working class, so they really make up to the training, whatever the opportunities available.
Now, when you say, the girls, they come from different backgrounds, different cultures, and when there's a melting pot of culture, just like the UAE side is, how easy or how difficult does it become to work with girls coming in from different sectors of life?
I don't say it's difficult, but it's just we as a coaches need to take care of to make a good bounding and make them understand because the cricket is a team sports. And I think that is where we need to work and make them understand this is a unit we need to build up, and they should work as a one unit to understand the team needs as well. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that the girls and the entire staff is extremely happy with the fact that they're getting a chance to be seen by the world. Yeah. When we broadcast these games, literally the whole world is watching them. Yeah. And I, as a person personally, calling these games, feel extremely proud. I'm sure that's the same feeling within the unit.
Yeah, it's a thanks to the sponsors who put up this wonderful broadcast out there. I think there's great opportunity for the girls to be seen by the world, and it's bring more excitement and a more responsibility to play with more responsibility, I think.
That's definitely sure. SkyExchange.net and Pacific Ventures are sponsors, helping us and supporting us to bring this game to the world. But thank you so much for chatting up with us. I'm so sure that these girls will look forward to a lot more from your experience and Chris's experience.
Yes, I think this, especially this tournament, will bring a lot more experience, especially playing under the lights. I think it will be make a more competitive for them to play under the lights in the future.
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good one.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that was Mr. Ghulam Saklen, the assistant coach of the Hong Kong side. We'll definitely talk more to him later on. But right now, back to comms.
Thank you, Neil. Yes, assistant coach Saklen Ghulam from Team Hong Kong, giving us the insights and the challenges and also the opportunity that the Hong Kong women have. Meanwhile, Shanzeen Shehzad was run out with a direct hit. That run out was a brilliant run out. This is the one. Shanzeen was on the non-striking end. She went for the second, responded, but that was a great throw, flat throw on the stumps. I think it was Kavisha Kumari, if I'm not wrong, who threw that. And another good-looking shot from Chan in the gap. They'll get two more.
Using her feet quite often, Chan picking up a couple of runs. From here onwards, it's an uphill task for Hong Kong batters. Once again, coming down, played towards the mid-wicket region and finds the only fielder station there. It's Isha Oza, cool as cucumber. That's the end of Chan.
Yes, another wicket falls. It's the captain who has to walk back. A responsible innings, but was trying to accelerate on this occasion. Played it up in the air and finds the fielder Isha Oza, who's a brilliant fielder herself. Would not drop that. Good catch taken. And Chan is exhausted. 39 of 45. She has to walk back. 87 for 4. Hong Kong women. .4 overs, 87 for 4. Chasing a target of 130. Lai will be facing. Goes for a big heave, but down the leg side from Vaishnavi will be called a wide.
If you remember, Shoaib, in the early 90s, there used to be a bowler from an Indian team, the leggy, Narendra Hirwani. She reminds me of Narendra Hirwani. Same action, and Narendra Hirwani used to play domestic from Madhya Pradesh, represented India, and got 16 wickets in his debut match against West Indies in Test match. And a big appeal, big shot, and given straight away by umpire Jitendra. That's wicket number 2 in this over. A brilliant bowling display by the leggy Vaishnavi.
Yes, that was a hit on the pads, a big appeal, and Jitendra, after taking some time, decides that yes, it was going to hit the stumps. Big appeal, waited, and yes, given. So Lai Winky has to walk back 1 of 2. Hong Kong in all sorts of trouble now, 88 for 5. Bibi Mariam, the new batter for Hong Kong. And that's the end of another successful over from Vaishnavi. She's got 2 wickets in that over. 17 overs gone, 3 more to go. Hong Kong on 88 for 5. Right, so Khushi Sharma, after a long wait, gets to bowl in this match. She'll be looking to get a few more wickets in her name as well. 1 4-wicket haul for her, 16 wickets in 9 matches. Starts off well and right on the money. A misfield and they'll take a single.
Very hard-working girl, Khushi Sharma. Always busy with the bowling drills and the fielding drills with her father and brother. Sanchit Mohan Sharma, who made debut last year for UAE men's team. Highly talented fast bowler all-rounder Sanchit Mohan Sharma. And this time on target, Khushi Sharma knocked Mariam Bibi without opening the account. Back to pavilion. Wicket number 6 goes down for Hong Kong.
Yes, that's a big wicket and that's a great start for Khushi Sharma in this game as well. It was on the stump, right onto that middle stump. Brilliant ball. And the stumps are dislodged. The bails have fallen. Bibi Mariam going out for a duck. 89 for 6 now, Hong Kong. Khushi Sharma continues. Low full toss. And they scamper through for a single. Marina is the new batter, along with Yasmin. Both the batters are new, in fact. And a lot of hitting to do if they want to win this game. But as of now, UAE are comfortably placed. Yasmin Daswani, 19 matches, 193 runs for her. They've gone for that single, and that was a very risky single. She's hurt. Yasmin Daswani must have some serious pain. That was a really tight run.
It was Mahika who tried the non-striker end, and instead of hitting the stumps, she targeted Yasmin Daswani.
Well, yes, that was not with intent, of course, but that is another poor fielding. A little overconfident Kavisha, taking her eyes off the ball, and that's another comedy of error. Just running here and there. UAE women are not able to hold the ball.
Couple of extra runs given away by the fielder and the wicket keeper. 94 for 6. Clearly, the UAE women dominating in both the games. Last night, they chased down the target of 199, and today they were asked to bat first. Posted 131 this time. A shout for LBW appeal.
And they've taken another run, stolen a run that was definitely going down leg. Good call from Asif Iqbal, and that's the end of the over as well from Khushi Sharma. 18 overs gone. Hong Kong on 95 for 6.
you.
18 overs gone, 95 for 6. 12 more deliveries left. 37 required. Marina and Yasmin have their work cut out. It's almost 18 and a half and over from here on, which looks very, very difficult. Another throw. This time it hits again. Yasmin Daswani comes into the firing line. The ball is following her, and so are the UAE fielders.
This time it was Samaira.
It hit the bat this time and not Daswani. Mahika gets one a lot quicker. Beaten by the pace. Marina. So another comprehensive performance from the UAE women. Initially they were a little slow with the bat, but they've done well. And the bowling looks on the money.
Marina on strike and will be facing Mahika. And targeted towards the leg stump. A half-hearted appeal turned down by the umpire Jitendra. Once again a sloppy work in the field, which resulted in a run. And Shoaib, hats off to both the teams because they are playing back-to-back matches. And keeping in mind the temperature in UAE, it's not easy to play back-to-back matches. And yet again tomorrow we have third match of the series coming up.
That's right. It definitely will take a toll. Meanwhile, they're looking for two, Marina, and that would have been suicidal. Mahika should have been on the stumps, collecting that ball. Again, some sloppy work in the field, and I'm sure their coach, Najib Umar, will be making a note of all these small loopholes. They need to fix all this. The fielding definitely needs a revamp and an upgrade.
Definitely they have been a bit sluggish in the field. They started off well. This time driven straight towards long off. 32 runs required of 7 balls. There's one more delivery to go in this over. And a big thanks to our sponsors, SkyExchange.net and Pacific Ventures, Dafa News. They have been here and supporting our domestic leagues as well. Oh, just missed the off stump. A direct hit tried by Tirtha. And this time Chaya Moghal did no mistake and wicket number goes down for Hong Kong.
Yes, that's another wicket. This time it's a run out. They wanted to go for every run. Well done by Tirtha. Into the hands of Chaya. She was waiting there. Good backup. Very well done from Chaya. Good presence of mind as well. Marina has to walk back. 100 for 7. 19 overs gone, 100 for 7. Khushi gets the last over of the match. Low full toss. Mahika throws it. And again, they're looking for another run. They'll settle for 1. So, 5 more deliveries to go. And it's just about formalities now. 101 for 7. Had this been 110, 115, this match could have been a different game altogether.
They need to blame themselves, the Hong Kong fielders. They have put down a couple of chances of Isha Oza, and she scored 50 odd runs. And Tirtha, what a gem of a knock she played tonight. Even though they have lost Kavisha cheaply, Isha Oza and Tirtha made sure that team reaches to a respectable total. This time a slower delivery driven towards Samaira and a direct hit.
Well, not a direct hit. It was in the hands of Tirtha Satish, who dislodged the bails, but Yasmin was well inside the crease. So 3 more deliveries to go. 29 more needed. Samaira bowled well. All of these girls have done well to restrict Hong Kong to 100. That looks in front, yes, and will be given. That's another wicket. Asif Iqbal raises the dreaded finger. Khushi Sharma gets another wicket. She is bowling very well. She's bowling on the stumps, and she's getting rewards for that disciplined line and length.
So at last, Khushi has a smile on her face. And an easy decision for umpire Asif Iqbal. So wicket number 8 goes down for Hong Kong. Yasmin Daswani scoring 8 of 8 deliveries. 2 more deliveries left in this match. An easy win for UAE women's, Shoaib.
Yes, like I said, it's just about formalities now from here to finish this game off. Khushi has an opportunity to get a few more wickets. As it comes, Kaman Chan. Chaya diving, that's a good effort, that's good to see. And some dips as well, some push-ups from Chaya Mughal.
Good to see. Some push-ups done here by Chaya Mughal, showing that she's still fit, playing back-to-back matches. Captain leading from the front. Last delivery, and it was on the off stump, beaten in the air. So at last, UAE women's team winning this match by 28 runs. What a performance by captain herself, Chaya Mughal. 4 overs, 10 runs and 2 wickets to her name.
Yes, everyone contributed, and Chaya as well started off well for Team UAE. So handshakes all around. A very happy looking UAE team, and Hong Kong will definitely have to come back stronger tomorrow. They have definitely improved from what they performed in the previous game, and they've got 2 more matches to go. UAE have a lead of 2-0 in this 4-match series. One thing that the Hong Kong team will want to correct and improve is their fielding and their catching in particular. That has been a problem and a concern for Team Hong Kong. If they can do and if they can get better in their fielding department, I'm sure they will get a lot more favorable results in the future. But right now it's all about UAE and a very happy looking UAE side. 2-2 as of now for Chaya Mughal and her team of talented cricketers. UAE versus Hong Kong 2-match have already been played, 2 matches, and both the matches have been won by Team UAE. 2 more to go. UAE winning the game by 28 runs. And that is all the difference. Those catches definitely win you matches. Najib Umar, the coach. Chaitrali in the center is the team manager, and the physiotherapist Mahida all happy faces.
A very keen follower of UAE women's and men's team. Shoaib Ahmed with me in the comm box. So they go up 2-0 in this 4-match series. A brilliant performance by Tirtha and Isha Oza with the bat. And when it came to the bowling, it was captain Chaya Mughal who started off brilliantly, bowling straight her quota of 4 overs, giving away just 10 runs and picking up 2 wickets. Vaishnavi also got a couple of wickets to her name. And looking at the batting scorecard, Mariko Hill once again failed with the bat, scoring just 8 runs. Shanzeen Shahzad scored 23 runs of 44 deliveries. Natasha Tara Miles, the big fish, got out without opening her account. Chan Kai-Ying, the captain, once again showing how strong she is with the bat. 39 to her name. Then it's all single digit from here. Lai Wing Ki, 1 run. Yasmin Daswani, 8. Bibi Mariam, unable to open the account. Marina, 4 runs to her name. Ruchita Venkatesh, 2 not out. And Chan Ka-Man, she faced 2 deliveries but unable to open the account. And 18 extras has been given away by the UAE women's. And talking about the bowling,
well, for the UAE bowlers, again, 7 bowlers used from the UAE side. 4 overs for Chaya Mughal. She gave away 10 runs and took 2 wickets. She was the pick of the bowlers as a captain, leading from the front. Samaira Dharnidharka also bowled well, couldn't get a wicket for her in her 3 overs, gave away 18 runs. Mahika Gaur, 4 overs for her, 16 runs without a wicket. Chamani bowled 2, Vaishnavi bowled 3 and got 2 wickets. And Khushi Sharma in the end bowling 2 overs, giving away 10 runs and got 2 wickets as well. 20 overs, and they were not enough for Team Hong Kong to chase that total down. All they could manage was 103 for the loss of 8 wickets. Let's quickly check the highlights for the game for the second innings. They started off a lot slower than what they would have liked, especially the first 6 overs. Not many runs came in for Team Hong Kong, but Chaya Mughal was bowling well. She was getting some movement in the air. That was a good catch to dismiss Natasha Miles. And there were some boundaries off the bat of Shanzeen later on in the innings. Some really good shots, but those were not enough as UAE kept on taking wickets at regular intervals. That was another blinder of a throw from Kavisha, flat and on the stumps. She was nowhere close, Shanzeen, and was run out. Meanwhile, Chan continued the onslaught but was holed out. A good catch from Isha, and the wickets kept falling in clusters. Nobody could perform in the lower order of the innings. So a good performance from the bowlers of Team UAE, and that made sure that they win this game by 2-0. Khushi Sharma, again, pick of the bowlers, bowled in the death and got 2 wickets. So that is how the match panned out. Winning the toss, UAE against UAE, Hong Kong women decided to bat first. In fact, bowl first. UAE were asked to bat first, and UAE scored 131 runs in their allotted 20 overs. Isha scoring 53 of 51. Tirtha scoring 47 of 34. The pick of the bowlers for Hong Kong was Mariko Hill. She got 3 wickets in her 4 and gave away just 14. In reply, Hong Kong women couldn't get to that target of 131. All they could manage is 103 in their allotted 20 overs. Chanka scoring 39, Shanzeen scoring 23, and Chaya Mughal, Vaishnavi Mahesh, Khushi Sharma, all 3 getting 2 wickets each. UAE winning by 28 runs. It's time for us to head down towards the post-match presentation ceremony where we've got Neil Ojha with the 2 teams.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the post-match on air. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the post-match presentation of the second T20 International between Hong Kong women and the UAE women. It was a good start from Hong Kong. They held back the UAE girls, but in the second 10 overs, where they scored 90 runs and plus to get to a very good total when the Hong Kong girls came to bat. A slow stuttered start, but then the captain brought in some sanity. but wasn't enough to get over the line. Well, for this presentation, I would like to invite our match referee, Mr. Iftikhar Ali, to please come in with the trophy. Now, there were 3 contenders for the player of the match. Mariko Hill from the Hong Kong side, who picked up 2 wickets in 2 overs, giving just 14 runs. There's also Tirtha Satish, who scored a very good 47, but the player of the match was the one who came at the top, stayed almost till the end, got at least 4 lives, if not more. Isha Oza for a half century. Isha. All right, Isha. Take a couple of pictures and turn around and let's have a quick chat. All right. Congratulations first up. Great knock and, congratulations on the player of the match.
Thank you.
Now tell me, Isha, what did you have this morning for breakfast? Because that luck needs to pass on to every player there and here as well.
I skipped breakfast today.
That's the answer that you should not be giving. Skipping breakfast, not a good idea. But then, honestly, tell me, what was the intent when you came out to bat today?
So I think it wasn't that easy. Like the pitch today was a little tougher than what it was yesterday. So it was gripping a bit. And I think we just took our time. We settled in and we decided it's a 20-over game. It's not a T10. We have enough time to capitalize later. So that's what if we don't give our wickets, we're always on the top. So that's what we wanted to do.
If we don't give our wickets. Yeah. And how many try did you try giving that wicket of yours?
I can thank Hong Kong for that. Thank you. Thank you for my 50 today.
Well, I'm so sure that they're not going to repeat that mistake tomorrow. But then you did really well and your team did really well. Well deserving of the half century and the win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so yes, that's a fantastic game that we experienced today. Isha Oza going on to score the half century. But this doesn't end here. We've got 2 games, both the games going in favor of the home side, but 2 more T20 internationals coming our way. Tomorrow, same time in the evening, we'll be joined by both these fantastic sides for the 3rd T20 international and the 4 bilateral series between Hong Kong women and the UAE women. From everyone here at the Malek Cricket Stadium, it's good night and God bless.